Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I'll be showing another guide for this Erisdelle of Dawn. So I had a video previously which break down the mechanics and doing the run. So that is how we are supposed to deal with this boss. And there are more heroes like Janus or Hanus or however it is called who can hit like dual targets coming soon. The Chinese guy, I don't know the name, who is being hinted. So those are the heroes that are intended for this boss, but somehow players found out a way to cheese this boss that is with anti heal. So if you have one hero with anti heal, you can what I can say. Use anti heal and then the mini bosses won't heal back to 100% HP. So if you have bring them down within that time, they won't heal back up and you can continue the run. So that is how you can do with it. But Moonton has said that it's not supposed to work like this. Similar to what we had a Dahlia buff, a Dahlia, what I can say, uh, thing recently for the previous Codex challenge was. So they said that this issue will be fixed in the future update. So currently, it's in beta version and if you have skilled up for anyone, they won't be what I can say uh, responsible for the losses. So anyway, if you have some anti-healing units, you can use for this boss and you can deal with it actually. So here in this video, I'll be showing. Yeah, so I'll be showing a Watcher plus SO team with Dassomi and without Dassomi as well. So after that, I'll show without Dassomi how we can do it. So without Dassomi, you need two dispellers ideally to work. It can be whoever it can be. Where is this? So it can be any of these two, and also I think Rivenhold also comes into picture with this exclusive artifact. He also dispels. So you can maybe you can do that with him and Elovin as well. It will work. Ideally, it should work. So I'll show that team. But here, I'll show this team. So gearing wise, what you need to do is your Kigiri needs to be the highest max HP. It's 67, and ensure he has some highest max HP because this one of the boss skills which is Storm Smite, it hits only the highest max HP unit. So if your Kigiri is not highest max HP, he cannot do the ultimate here. He has to wait for Feather Storm always, and it delays his ultimate a little bit. It becomes a little bit difficult, but I guess it should be fine. But whatever, if you has him as highest HP, it makes easier. And then for using the anti heal, I'm using Salus because I don't have dummy. You need his exclusive artifact, then only the anti heal works. And if you have his exclusive gear, his ultimate increases by 10 seconds, so you can maybe trigger his ultimate earlier. A little bit change in damage, but it is not a fine. But obviously, you need his exclusive artifact, otherwise, it won't work. Or else, you just bring someone with anti heal. Dracula won't work. His anti heal is not that way. He won't work. Dane won't work because it is auto. You cannot do it. Boreas won't work, and it can be these three, any of these three, or Celus. So just bring in if you have him. I think he is the budget version to bring in. If you don't have anyone, even Celus damage is so low, so you can try with him as well. You just cast his ultimate just before the boss splits up into two, and I guess it will work. Okay, so you can bring in any anti heal, and the remaining team is fine. If you have a Rygar, you can bring in a Nightmare team as well, because my Ingrid is out of 11 range, not 11 Early's range. So if you have, let's say, Rygar, I think Rygar can be brought in. It depends on what team you have, and instead of SO team, the cultist team is I think the best team to go with, because they deal kind of heavy damage and they can hit both the bosses, and that will be easy to bring down the boss. In this strategy, there is some RNG involved. If Wukong keeps on hitting like one boss and Kigiri keeps on hitting one boss, maybe like the other boss will have little bit HP left and we might lose our run early. So depends on that. The RNG is there, but that is fine. Cultist is the best one. So Destin had a video of this 1.85 million team. You can look into that if you want to see the cultist run. Okay, so anyway, I'll start the run. Like I told, there is a little bit RNG involved. So I it took like 3 or 4 runs for me to get to this 850k like that run, which is my highest. I'm not going to spend too much time into it. Like let it be and put into 1x. Okay, so first we'll just wait. First we place Wukong on one side, Kigiri on the middle, and then we place both the healers for invigoration and Wings of Grace, and then you put Numera on one side, Nastia on the same side, and Ingrid on the other side. Okay, I am doing in 2x. Let me restart. uh, just do it in 1x, otherwise it will be difficult. So Wukong, Kigiri, the healers, Numera, like this guy pointing to the left, Nastia, Ingrid, switch Ingrid's form, and then in auto, like you take off Zelus, Ingrid, and Kigiri, and you just wait for Storm's Might to almost come to an end. You can trigger this guy once. When Storm's Might is almost coming to an end, just trigger Kigiri so he get Temper Strike. Feather Storm is fine. We just wait for the next Feather Storm to trigger Kigiri or Kigiri. Once he's back, like if you get it for Storm Smite, you can trigger it, but I don't get it. Like I just miss it by 10%. So I just wait for the Feather Storm. So once Feather Storm is about to end, you just trigger Kigiri, get Ember Strike so that he gets to do more damage. And when Lingering Shades is there, the boss splits up. So you will get your Sealus ultimate back, but don't use it. Now Wukong like hits on both the bosses, but like if your RNG is too bad, like he hit only one boss and like towards the end it will cost us. We'll see. Trigger Kigiri also depending on who it hits. Withering Venom we just ignore. Now Wukong like hits this boss. So ideally, if Wukong hits both the bosses like with the ultimate, we are good. There is an RNG, so depending on that, your score will go higher. And once the two Withering Venom is done, you can trigger like your Salus. You can just wait a little bit if you don't have his exclusive gear. And for Blazing Blare, trigger Kigiri to get Ember Strike. And basically that's it. Like boss goes, both the mini boss go to 0% and they never heal up because of the anti heal. So that is pretty much it. We repeat it right away. I'll put in 2x. So ensure like your Kigiri is getting triggered for Storm Smite and the Feather Storm. You can trigger Sealus once for the main boss. Storm Smite I just ignore. I wait for the Feather Storm. When it is about to end, I trigger Kigiri. Lingering Shade, the same thing happens depending on like your Wukong hits which boss, like it goes. I missed this. My God. Uh, when in doing 2x, like I miss Kigiri ultimate, so my damage will be little bit down. But let it be, it is fine. I'll you trigger Salus, you trigger Kigiri. So ensure to do it in 1x so that you trigger your Kigiri ultimates properly. One, like I'm not going to do it like that properly in this one. I'll just do it in 2x. I don't want to my video to be too lengthy. You can do this. You can trigger Salus one time. Same thing repeats for all the phases. So depending on how much damage you have, like your this will go. So see, your Ingrid is not getting healed by Erlis, but only uh, your Dassomi heals. Don't trigger Zealous. So depending on what Wukong and Kigiri does, they need to hit both the bosses with their skills. Then only like we'll be able to. So here also it happened. So we are good. So depending on our RNG, it can go higher or like if both of them hits decide to hit the same boss, like one will not die and like your battle will be ended. So you just need to repeat the same thing again and again. Ensure you maximize your damage. That's the only thing. Again, lingering shades. Just wait for this guy again and let's see like if these guys hits like both the bosses, then we are done. We are good otherwise. Now also like good RNG helped us, so we are good. Again, like we do the same thing. You just wait for Storm Smite. So basically, this process repeats, and depending on how good your gear is and how good your damage is, like you can go further. If you have the cultist, I think you can go further because they hit both the bosses and like you need not wait for RNG that much. I think I missed my Kigiri again. No, I didn't. So here I am sure like I'll not be able to kill both the bosses. So if you are able to kill one boss, like you, some of your heroes will survive because of Wukong's passive. You'll see. Yeah, I killed one boss. I was not able to kill the other, but it is fine. Okay, so unfortunately both my healers died. So it is fine. I think this is it for us. We'll be done now. So if you want while placing, you can put Wukong this side instead of Numera, and then maybe like that works. Whatever. I'm stunned and I won't be able to do anything because I lost both my uh, healers. But basically, that's it. I'm trying to do like as much damage as possible. No, no, it's not required actually. We'll die anyway. Yeah, we are not able to do that much damage, so that is fine. We'll die. But basically, that's it. Like that's how you can do the damage. S- mm, Just got my new score, but I am looking for 900. That is where that variant gem is there, but that's it. Like Wukong, Kigiri, Numera, they does most of the damage. That's how you can do this one. And for the next team, like what if you don't have Dassomi, what you can do is like you just bring into this one defensive dispel. Like I'm using these two. Just bring in like who you have, like maybe Talula might be better than Nerissa. Eunomia is far far better. I think she does it in Alto. If you don't have, just try to bring either of these. Let me just quickly change the gear. I'm just using the same gear I used on them. Nerissa, I guess like should be fine. Like whatever, maybe. Okay, so the remaining team remains the same. Let me do the fight. So here the placement changes because we don't have uh, Dassomi, so it changes obviously. Okay, so let me show the placement. So here we will target one boss specifically. So you put your Wukong here, you can put your Kigiri down the middle, and then you use your Elovin. Then you put down your Nerissa here. Now you can put down your uh, Numera like pointing to the left. You can put this guy here so that he hits both of them. You can put Nastia. You can put Nastia also. You just point to the left so that she hits both, and Ingrid will just hit the right boss. So now, like what we are doing is like we are turning off ultimates on both our healers and the other three which we are doing. So here the same story repeats. Like you can trigger Kigiri. Kigiri's ultimate remains the same. This guy's ultimate remains the same. So once the boss hits you, like you get one stack of this particular debuff. I forgot the name of that. Once the boss hits you again, the second stack will come, and once he hits for the third time, it becomes a stun. So you have to cleanse it every 2 times. Okay, so once you hits the second time, you just cleanse with Elovin. And the third one, it is fine. You can use this wherever you want, whenever you want. It is fine. And you just wait for the next hit. Here you trigger Kigiri, and after this you can trigger your Nerissa for the cleanse. So this repeats actually. So after 2 hits, you just repeat it again and again, and then you just wait. Here also the same story. For the blazing flare, you trigger Kigiri. So you will get like all the burning. So maybe after the first withering venom, you can trigger your Elovin. She also needs to get her ultimate back for the main boss. After the second withering venom, you can start triggering your this guy, Celus. You can trigger your Nerissa to cleanse off the poison. You can trigger your Kigiri. Will have anti heal. So damage is it's almost similar. It was about 150k. But the issue is like here we are mostly targeting one boss. Uh, so eventually like we will die sooner. Okay, so it is fine. Like we will just wait. We have some burnings, but it is fine. Like let it be. We'll wait for the boss hit for 2 times. So same thing repeats actually. So nothing much happens. Just trigger Kigiri, and you have one stack now. You have burning, but it is fine. Let it be. You can trigger this guy. You can trigger your Elovin so that you cleanse everything. Now we just wait for the 2 hits from the boss and you trigger Nerissa. So Nerissa can be Talula or like I don't know who else, but Talula also can be used. Once the boss hits, you trigger Nerissa. You just wait for the mini boss and the cycle repeats. Maybe like depending on your damage, you can go further till 500k, something like that. It won't be like 800 something, but still, whatever. Trigger Kigiri, don't trigger Celus, and trigger Elovin because I need her ultimate back for the boss. You just wait for the next Withering Venom. You can trigger your Zealous, you can trigger your Kigiri, and once that is done, you can trigger your Nerissa to cleanse off all the. I think the first time I clicked Nerissa a little bit earlier, so you just wait for the blazing flare for that burning. So that's why first time the burning was there with us. So you just wait for that and then trigger her. That's it. Then we repeat the cycle as long as we can. So that's how you can do it without Dassomi, but Dassomi is kind of really good for this one. First it, I'll just put it in 2x, even though it might be difficult to do a lot of things in 2x for me, like, but let it be. Nerissa. So the same thing repeats. Nerissa. So you see here, like we have like little bit HP left on the second boss. So none of us will die because we have the Wukong's passive, but the next time we'll die for sure. So basically that's it. So if you have better damage than this, like I think it works. Otherwise, it's kind of difficult. So next time, like we won't be able to kill the boss, and we should be done with it. So almost 500. I think that might be the score. Yeah, we are able to kill only this right side boss. So the score will be a little bit less. At least you can try and get 500. Maybe that's what I was able to figure out without the Somi. So without the Somi, you cannot put both of them. That's the issue, but whatever. Okay, so that's how you can deal with this boss with this team, and I'll show the gear as well. So you need better gear, like I told. Kigiri should have the max HP, otherwise, like he will not be able to trigger his ultimate that many times. So I have 67k. I have like this watch guard exclusive. Same with Wukong as well. Attack, crit rate, crit damage, and attack speed. Whatever better gear you could get. Zealous, I told like you need is exclusive gear and you need exclusive artifact. Gear is not that mandatory, but artifact is mandatory. He has good gear, but he is not that relevant here. He is an AoE guy. Ingrid, Infernal Roar with high attack speed, kind of outdated gear. I need to revisit this. Nerissa on Hell's Lamnan, preferably like SOPs on her, but I don't have. Numera, Cataclysm with an soaring. She does good damage actually. Shattered Hilt. And the healers, like preferably both of them in Wings of Grace, but I have one in Invigoration with high attack, speed, healing effect, rage region, and all those stuff. So same gear I used for the other two healers as well, Airless and Dassomi. So the gear remains the same. I just swapped it. Similar gear for Nerissa as well. Euphoric Orb. Maybe you can bring in something else other than Euphoric Orb because both of the range are same. Okay, so that's it with this video. Thanks for watching and please let me know if this has helped you.